Good morning, guys. It's Friday morning. It's cool, very cool. We've had frost the last couple of days, but no frost today. But it's still, 4 or 5 degrees, something like that. So, but it is warm enough to work outside. I'm finishing up some welding and stuff on the box, cleaning things up, and hammer and dolly work and whatever. I'm going to carry on with that as long as the weather holds up. It's supposed to start raining soon. And I don't want that stuff to get wet. It's all in bare metal. So I'm going to go as far as I can and then haul that stuff in and get on front fenders and running boards. Like to get on priming those units. It'll be the last time for the front fenders, and they'll be paint ready. So yeah, plenty of stuff going on. I'm going to hop back and forth, do my thing, and might as well just get right to it, man. Alright, so I finished welding in the supports and the brackets to accept the crossers, all that good stuff. They're all cleaned up. There was a split here, I had to fix that. Around this stake pocket was a disaster, and I filled, I don't know, probably a dozen extra holes that have been drilled in this thing. And oh, I just seen another one right there. So I'll fill that, and that's the last one, I believe, and I can flip this thing over and clean up anything I see on the outside of the box, which is a lot smaller area because the fender hides most of it. So I'm going to carry on with this stuff, get it done, and flip this thing over and get after it. Well, I was just getting ready to weld in the stake pockets, and started to rain a little bit, so I had to bring everything in out of the rain and dry it off and put it away for now. So I'm going to get on my fenders and running boards. I got to move a bunch of shit around. I got to cover up the truck completely and get ready to shoot some primer, I guess. I'd like to get the fenders primed for the last time and get the running boards primed. So that's where I'm at. Okay, so before I get ready to spray, I thought I'd do a quick inventory of what I had, what I need. So I need some clear, hardener, and I need some reducer for sure. Reducer I'm using in primers as well as reducing the paint 1-to-1. And this here is just equipment cleaner. I use it to clean my gun. So a gallon lasts a long time. It's not bad. It's like 30 bucks. The clear, 140, and the hardener, 105 for a quart. Unbelievable. So it's mixed 4-to-1. So basically for a gallon of clear, you're looking at 245 bucks. And then the reducer, I'm happy to say, has actually come down in price. I paid like 130, I think, for the last can of this, and it was down to 70 bucks. So that's a big drop. I'm thinking they got tired of hearing all the bitching, because I mean 130 bucks for a reducer is crazy. So the whole bill for these 4 little cans here is with tax 390 bucks. So there you go. Nothing ain't cheap, man. All right, so prepping for spraying, I mummified the truck. I covered it up real good. I'm spraying primer, and I'm going to start with the running boards. I want to get them done in primer, and then right after that I want to get the fenders done, front fenders that is. So hopefully I can get that done today. In fact, it should be no problem. It's raining out, so raining's a good day. Rainy day's a good day to spray. The rain kind of knocks down the fumes and stuff, and people aren't outside, so I'm not going to get any bitching about the smell or anything like that. So yeah, spraying on a rainy day is a good deal. So I'm going to go ahead, set up the running boards and get my equipment cleaned up and ready to go. And it's almost supper time, so after supper I'll get to spraying. Alright, so I blew everything off, washed it down with wax and grease remover as usual, and I'm ready to shoot primer. I'll probably get 1 coat on the running boards, and then I'll probably switch over to time lapse to finish up the rest. look a lot better than I thought they would. Anyway, we'll wrap that up on time lapse and come back after all of that's done. Okay, so obviously I've got to let this stuff set up. So it's Friday evening, you know, going into a long weekend, and nothing says Friday like ice cold beer. So I'm gonna have a couple of those. Just a couple things. There was one little wonky spot right here, and one down here on the left front fender. But the other one, the passenger side, is mint. Looks like it's good to go. Worst case scenario, I'll have to do a spot prime before I paint, but we'll get at this tomorrow. I want to get the running boards and the fenders painted. I've got a space problem and I want to get this stuff out of my way. So we can get the fenders done, buff them up, get them on the truck with the inner fenders and all that stuff. It'll make a big hole for me, and then, you know, I've got room to work on the box right here, because it's a big lump and it's going to take a substantial amount of body work to get that thing done. So it's going to be in here for a while. So yeah, I need the room. Again, space issue. Always have space issues. Garages are never big enough. So anyway, I'm going to have a cold beer. See you back here in the morning. Okay, good morning. Welcome back. Saturday morning, bright and early. Well, not too bright. It's kind of raining and miserable out, but whatever. Today, my plan today is to get the fenders and the running boards into paint. I'm starting with the running boards. I'm going to sand them first, and the reason for that is I'm going to try something a little different on these. I'm going to cover the top where your foot would you know, sit on. Cover the top with rocker guard, stone guard, gravel guard, snot guard, whatever you want to call it. I picked up, or I'm going to go pick up a can of Canadian Tire shortly when the store opens. So I'm going to go ahead and wet sand the two running boards down with 400 grit wet paper, and I'll come back when I get back from Canadian Tire with the rocker guard. So that's where I'm at. Okay, got back from Canadian Tire a little while ago. Sanded, masked everything off, and I've already given it one coat of this stuff. Here it is. Rocker guard. Up here in Canada, you know, just about any vehicle that's had a repaint, you look at the bottom 6 inches and it'll have this stuff on it. It's because of all the sand and salt and shit on the roads up here. I don't know how much you guys in the US use it. Maybe in some of the northern states or in the Rust Belt, but up here it's used widely. So you gotta make sure you really shake it good. This is the second coat now. Just to kind of even it out, you know. Now on the can it says 4 to 6 hours before you can paint it. So that's why I want to get this on here now. If I have any chance of getting these things painted today. This stuff comes beige or black. I grabbed the beige because it's more similar to the light gray primer. So when I paint it, you know, black would probably show up as a little bit darker than the rest, so don't want that. The reason I'm putting this on, two reasons actually. Number one, all the spot welds from underneath that show through, the factory spot welds, this should hide most of that. And it's a rubberized coating, so it's kind of, and it's got a texture to it, right? So it won't be as slippery when you're on the running board. Say, I don't know, your feet are wet or whatever. Offer a little more traction, kind of a lame thing, but whatever. Just trying to get it nice and even looking. Yeah, this stuff hides a lot. Okay, I'm going to call it done. So there you go. I'll be back when I'm up onto Fenders. Right, you should be dry enough to unmask. It is still a bit soft though. There you go. I'm going to finish unmasking the other one and put these aside, and we'll get the fenders up and start sanding on them. So unmasking on this one didn't go so well. Peeled up a big chunk. It was all gooey and lumpy and made a mess, and I ended up washing it down with reducer and remasking and respraying. So anyway, it's done now. So now we're good to go. And but there's no way I'm gonna this is going to be dry enough to paint tonight. So you know, I'm at 4 o'clock now. It's 4 to 6 hours. 10. Yeah, probably not going to happen. So anyway, we got the rubberized rocker guard, whatever you want to call it, on there. These things are ready to paint. I'm going to put these aside and still go ahead and sand the front fenders and get them ready. And tomorrow morning, I guess I'll shoot the paint on these things. All right, so I'm set up to start sanding these. Again, it's going to be 400 grit wet paper. You know, I mean, these things look really good. They just look good in primer. So, yeah, these are going to sand out nicely. So I'll have this ready to go tomorrow for sure. But it is what it is, man. You know, it was my own fault on the running boards. I put the rocker guard on a little too heavy in one spot. When I went to unmask it, it kind of pulled it off, flopped over on itself, ended up with a big lumpy mess. But whatever, it cleaned up okay, and I was able to touch it up. But yeah, I'm going to get on this, and I guess that'll be it for this video. Tomorrow I'll be painting. Well, there you go. Things don't always go to plan. In fact, oftentimes they don't go according to plan. But that's hot rod building, and that's the way it is. I made a cardinal sin there, especially with a spray bomb. You know, never go heavy, and I just went too heavy. And made a mess. So always go light coats. I say it all the time, and here I turn around and pull a bonehead move like that. But anyway, it'll be all ready and prepped and good to go in the morning. It's a long weekend, so really it's like a ghost town around here. There's nobody around. None of my neighbors are home. They're all gone. So I can do whatever the hell I want, which is good. And it's also supposed to be sunny tomorrow. So you know, I can spray this stuff and throw it out in the sun and let Mother Nature do its thing and dry that stuff up and harden it right up. So yeah, all good. What else? Once I get those fenders painted and they're dry, I can wet sand them, buff them, and get them on the truck with the inner fenders and all that stuff. So that'll make up a ton of room in here, and I'll be super happy and have some room to work and then go nuts on that box. So please subscribe, you know, and keep this thing rolling. I'm getting up close to 200 videos already. So I can't believe it, 200 of these things. But that's about a week and a half away, I guess. And there's well over 100 videos on this truck alone. So plenty of material there. If there's something you missed, go back and check it out, man, because I've covered every inch of this thing from the very beginning when I first brought it in last January. So yeah, subscribe, like the channel. Don't forget to leave comments down below and all that good stuff. And you know, tell your buddies, help spread the word. And if you don't do anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.